you. There he is. Okay. I know. It's okay. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Chris. Welcome, everybody. It's great to see you here today at the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Bonnie. I'm one of the ministers, and thank you so much for joining us. And to our online guests as well, thank you for being there too. A few announcements as we get started. Let's see. So we have a website. Let's just leave it at that, okay? You all know how to find it. All righty. Also, if you're new, we have ambassadors here to assist you with anything you might need to find or do, and they're wearing teal stoles, and so just look for one of them. Or actually, you can ask anybody, and we'll all help you. We're a friendly group. Let's see, what else? Okay, we have a choir. Hearts and Harmony Choir. You're welcome to join it. They rehearse downstairs after the service at about 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. They're a great group to sing with, and everybody is welcome. Woohoo! I heard that. Okay. Science and Spirituality group is on hiatus until mid-July. And then we have, as you can see, an outreach program here for the Humane Society of Ventura. We're collecting supplies, dog food and cat food and kitty litter and all kinds of good stuff, cleaning supplies. And we've extended that until June 21st. And there's a list on our website of items that you can donate if you'd like to. And we're supporting our animal companions and their human friends as well. So I'm going to call forth Bill, who will give us our youth message. Hi, Bill. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Bill Hadris with Youth and Family. Any youth want to join me today? All right, go.
Hey, Asher. Get
All
out.
right. You got all the answers, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So suppose we embrace all things that happen in our life, both the things we like and those we don't like. Think of it as an invitation to learn more, love deeper, or put our faith into action. So we often find joy in things that we do like. It feels good to participate in things we like. However, contrast, or things we don't, teach us to see more clearly what we do want in our life. So with that, I found a quote. When we recognize the Spirit in anything or anyone, there is an equal reaction of the Spirit back to us. And we are made more alive through the divine influx which follows our recognition. So, how do you know what you want from something that feels bad? Any thoughts?
I don't know.
I don't know. And generally, that's our first thought. Absolutely. Any thoughts on what you can do to figure it out?
What's the question again?
Oh, how do you know what you want from something that feels bad? Imagine you're this cat.
If you're like the cat and you don't want to take a bath, then you know, although you don't like it, that you're going to be clean afterwards. So that's kind of the good thing.
There you go. Seeing the positive in it in the end, right? So, if you are that cat and you're in that moment and don't know what to do, a good recommendation is first thing to do is
Meow. Scratch, meow.
take a breath.
Okay.
Then, after you take your first breath, another breath. And then another breath. So, God knows that answer within you. Keep your attention on your breathing until you realize it. So I invite you all to repeat after me. I can withstand discomfort.
I can withstand discomfort.
I can breathe my way through this.
I can breathe my way through this.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Thank you. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. And so it is. Thank you. Now we'll have some prayer from Reverend Susan. Thank you.
So, as the practitioners and other ministers stand in agreement already with this word, I invite everybody to take that next breath, breathing in deeply all the way down to your toes, and then releasing, centering in the heart. And I know that this is the center of all livingness, all givingness, all creative ideas, the center of our heart. And I know that this divine center here in Ventura is also the center of the heart. It is where we give and serve with joyous love and loving kindness. And knowing that that love, that kindness, that joy infuses everything and connects us all to each other, whether we know it or not. I know absolutely that the divine moves in and through and around each of us, creating a beautiful, beautiful experience today and every day. And so I claim this as already so. I release my word into the light and into that law of love, knowing all is well, all is well, all is well. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Susan. And so let us continue to breathe deeply into that awareness of the oneness of the I Am, that power, that presence, that love that is, that lives and moves and has its perfect being through each of us. Together we know that I Am is bigger than the small self. It is infinite. It is expansive. It is ever expanding in possibilities. And so we recognize this I Am presence as the truth of who we are, the one existence, the one life that is the life of God. And as we know this for ourselves, because there is only one, we know this for everybody, for all beings everywhere. And so together, in the name of love, in the name of I Am, let us sing this song together for ourselves, but also for the entire cosmos. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I living as that loving remembrance, that loving knowing of the I Am presence that is who we are. Let us breathe in deeply. And then exhale, gently opening our eyes as love, and in service to what is, as it is, and so it is. Namaste. Do you know how this works, right? Okay.
Good morning. Life has taught me this. Every day is new. And if anything is true, all that matters when we're through is how we love. Faced with what we lack, some things fall apart, but from the ashes new dreams start. All that matters from the heart is how we love. How we love. How we love. I will not forget your kindness. In a word, a smile, a touch. In spite of our mistakes, chances come again. If we lose or if we win, all that matters in the end is how we love. How we love, how we love. I will not forget your kindness when I needed it so much. Sometimes we forget, try to be so strong in a world of right and wrong. All that matters when we're gone. All that mattered all along. All we have to carry on is how we love.
Thank you so much, Gia and Chris. Beautiful. It's just beautiful. How do you do that? How do you do that? Go. It's awesome. So again, welcome. And before I introduce our guest speaker, why don't we take a moment to greet one another? And what I'm going to recommend is if you don't want anybody to talk to you, if you just want to be quiet and alone, just go ahead and sit with your eyes closed with your hands over your chest. That is the universal signal for leave me alone, okay? And then the rest of you, if you would just greet somebody, meet somebody new if you can, ask them what brought you to church today, and carry on. Go ahead. All righty. Okay, y'all. Here we go. So I got to tell you, when we do this thing of greeting each other, if you want to take turns coming up here and just watching, it is a beautiful thing to watch. I got to tell you, it is so heartwarming to see people connecting. And what's even more heartwarming is having trouble getting people back to sit in the center and be here. So anyway, it's great. It's great to see you all here today. And I want to introduce our wonderful guest speaker. Sapphire Rose is a poet, author, teacher of timeless wisdom, and interspiritual minister, ordained by Agape International Spiritual Center and Centers for Spiritual Living. Sapphire led Agape's Vision Corps from 2004 to 2009 and co-founded and led Agape's LGBTQ plus ministry along with her partner, Christy, from 1992 through 1996. Sapphire is best known for her poem, She Let Go, published in her book, Awakening, Awakening. Her new book, Rose Petals, pairs her rose photography with inspirational essays and poetry, covering such topics as mindfulness, grace, grief, and the mystery of being alive. Sapphire and Christy live in Ventura, along with their pet dove, Sarah Dovey. And I hear that you've had Sarah in your home for about 25 years? That's awesome. I love that. Let's give Sarah and Sapphire some love as they come to the stage. Thank you. Here you go. Have fun. Okay.
Thank you.
See you in a minute.
She told me to have fun, so there you go. I've already had 4 sermons since I've been here, maybe 5. I mean, first we heard about breathing through discomfort, and then, of course, I Remember Who I Am. That song always makes me cry. Anybody else? It's just like tears were flowing. Then we heard maybe another one, but then the beautiful song about all that matters is how we love. Isn't that true? My partner and I have been together, 44 years. Isn't that amazing? So I would like to start out my talk today from a reading from my new book, Rose Petals. And Rose Petals has 108 of my original photographs of roses, which I love. And then it pairs it with inspirational essays, as Reverend Bonnie mentioned. And the way I created this experience was I meditated on each of the roses in the book, and then I felt a message from them. So the message is for the reader as you read it. I think you'll feel the vibration of the rose and its inspirational message. This one's called Authenticity. It's number 33, for those of you who are into numbers. And the beautiful rose is right there. This is paired. The rose is enough, right? When we stop pretending to be something we are not, we release the tendency to abandon ourselves for something better. What could be better than stopping to discover the hidden potential within you? You don't have to run away anymore. Better to befriend your discomfort than travel halfway around the world to realize you are the storyteller of your life. Be a person, not a personality. Then the whole world becomes your home. You don't have to travel far to be who you are. So my talk today is centered around the path of authenticity, the call to authenticity, so that we can live an authentic life. And for me, authenticity means coming back to our heart, coming back to our soul center, coming back to what we know is true about ourselves, what we know that's beyond our personality or our thinking mind, it's beyond our anxiety. It's just that place that we can rest in, that is the truth of our being. And so I wanted to use this parable as a metaphor for how to live the path of authenticity, or how to live an authentic life. And it is the parable of the 3 chairs. Now, this may not be a parable that you've read in the Bible. It might not even be a parable that you read in the ancient scriptures, various traditions, Hindu, Sanskrit, but it is a parable of my life. And the first chair of the parable involves my encounter with the saint Amici, who is a hugging saint. And what I learned from her is, what if it's not about you? Now, Christy and I met Amici a number of years ago, probably 30 years ago. I had just gotten out of ministerial school. And in some ways, I was still kind of in my head, all the things that they teach us there. And my heart was beginning to open as well. And Chrissy had met some of her musicians at Agape and felt that their vibration was very sweet. So she said, why don't we go see her? Chrissy always takes the lead in these things many times, and I'm grateful for that. So I went with her, and they have a certain protocol that they generally follow when you go there. It's in a hotel room, it's a big conference room, and you go and sit, and they seat you in various chairs. And then they have like a protocol for the evening. So the first thing they do is Alma speaks to you, and she gives sort of a little darshan talk, and that's translated. And then the second thing they do is they have some of her students speak about their own experiences with her. And then the third thing they do is they sing bhajans, which are inspirational songs to God. And then the very last thing they do, because they want you to, kind of work your way into the energy, it's a powerful energy when you see her, is she offers people a hug. Now, this hug is not your ordinary, well, I don't know if any hug is ordinary, but it's not the hug that we're used to experience. This hug is a transformational hug, if you're open to it, right? If you're opening to receive that. And my experience of her, it was very transformational. And so I saw her over, many years. And sometimes she would have retreats, and we would go to the retreats. Those retreats lasted about 3 days. And during the retreat, you get hugs from her, a hug each day. So at this particular retreat, I was used to the protocol that was normal, which was you would go up, you would enter this queue, this sort of 2 lanes of chairs that you would sit in, and you would go from chair to chair to chair. Then you would reach the pulpit area, and you would kneel down, and then she would lean over and give you a hug. And that's kind of the protocol that it was every time, so I was used to that. So at this particular retreat, in the queue for the chair, and you're in the queue, and the energy is so strong, it's kind of hard to just kind of be present in our usual manner, because you're kind of really accessing other dimensions of your being. So I'm in the chairs, going chair to chair to chair to chair, up to the front, and I go up, and I get ready to kneel down to be before Amma, and the whole experience with Amma is probably 30 seconds. It's very brief and very powerful. And I go to kneel down, and one of her assistants says to me, maybe I have a picture for this. This is how it usually is. You're sitting and you're kneeling with her. And then one of her assistants said to me, would you like to take this stool to sit before Amma for your hug? And I thought in my mind, I'm thinking, why is she asking me this? I've been doing this for years, probably 10 years or more. And I couldn't imagine why Amma would want me to sit on a stool to be hugged by her. My mind went crazy, is it because I'm getting older, and so they're seeing this about me and they want to help me out? Or is it Amma is very intuitive. Does she know that I have some secret disability that I don't even know about and she wants me to sit down? And, my mind just went crazy with all these stories about why Amma might be wanting me to sit down. So I thought, well, no, I don't need to sit down. So I refused it. So I kind of let go of that, and then the next day came for the retreat, and I was looking forward to my hug. I got in the queue, chair to chair to chair, go up to the front. Same thing. One of her assistants came out and said, are you sure you wouldn't like to, sit in this chair and get your hug from Amma? And I, kind of proud and whatever it was, right? I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm good, because I wanted to, keep things the same, or I wanted to be humble. I don't know what it was, but I didn't want to sit in that chair. So this went on, and I let that go. Then they came back the third day, and I go up the chair, chair, up to the front, about to receive my hug. And this time, the woman said, it's not about you. The chair is for you to help Amma so that she doesn't have to bend over so much. Because you're shorter, she's going to have to bend over more. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I was of course embarrassed, but also it made me realize how much in my head I had been. I had made it all about me, the reason why the chair was there. It was so much, about that. And then when I realized what was really happening, that Amma has needs, someone else has needs, even the hugging Saint Amma, I realized that in order to reach a place of compassion with another person, we really do need to get out of our own minds. And you've probably experienced this in your relationships, your personal relationships or your friends, family, or community. You really have to get out of your mind, and you have to be present to the presence, right? You have to bring your presence and really be present. And in the parable of the three chairs, really what you want to do is sit in the chair of the other person and get the experience of them. So that's the parable of the first chair. And you can see from the slide here that I had a great realization and understanding and compassion, because really that's the place where we want to live, right? When we're living in our compassion, we're really living in our authentic self, because we're connecting to something larger. And what we do, I think compassion is actually greater than empathy, because when you're compassionate with someone, you're holding space for them, and you're really realizing that the spirit is right where they are. So it undergirds the relationship in presence, and that's what I love about the quality of compassion. Now, the second chair of the parable has to do with another enlightened being. But first, let's just go over the teaching of the first chair. I think I went through most of this. You want to go from overthinking to why is this happening to me, to maybe to what they need, and then you want to sit in the other person's chair. The second chair of the parable involves trusting that the invisible will provide. And this is a lesson for Mother Mira. Now, does anybody know about Mother Mira? Mother Mira, as you can see in my life, I've gone to see many people, and I like seeing how people minister to others and what I experience from them. So Mother Mira, her gift, Amma's is her hug. Mother Mira's is she gazes into your eyes, and she removes blockages as she's doing this. It's sort of a spiritual thing that's happening. So I thought, I might want to experience that. So when she was in town, I went to go see her. And at the time, I had hurt my ankle, I had torn a ligament in my ankle. And so I was sort of using a cane to get around. And so when I reached there, the front of the auditorium where she was going to be giving her gift, her darshan, I asked at the front, could you accommodate my need, because I didn't want to kneel in front of her in pain because of my ankle. And they said, no problem. When the time comes, we'll accommodate your need to sit before Mother Mira and not be in pain. So this is sort of what the setup was. People from all walks of life, hundreds of people came to see her. And she would sit there, and then, far off in the corner, there's an assistant sitting there to assist her. There is some version of me. I guess I had long hair then. And my ankle is injured. So I wait a long time, hours again, and finally it's our turn for our row to go up, and so about 50 of us went up, and we're in a line to see Mother Mira, and you sit, you basically sit in front of her, or you kind of kneel, and you want to be eye to eye to her to receive her gift. So there's there's then 40 people ahead of me, then there's 30, 20, nothing's happening. I see no kind of accommodation. I see nobody coming out of the wings to bring me anything. And so I'm starting to get worried, like my needs aren't going to be met. But I thought, I'm going to do this. Regardless, I want to have the experience. So I kept going. Now there's 10 people in front of me. Now there's 8 people, 6 people, nothing, nada. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have to just deal with this, right? So I get up, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's me. And there I am with Mother Mira. And out of the blue, the man in the back, yes, it's true, the man in the back of Mother Mira, he takes the chair from over his head, goes over his head, and places it in front of me. I couldn't believe it. Now, nowhere in my imagination could I have ever thought that the man that was sitting in the chair behind her would give his chair, especially over his head and flipping it in front of me. It just never occurred to me that I would be provided for in that way. Now, isn't that a great teaching? Because sometimes we think, we don't have the wherewithal to give us what we need in the moment, but there's something bigger. There's an invisible presence, and this invisible presence undergirds all of our lives, and it is because of this invisible presence that we can come back to our heart and lead an authentic life. Recently, I went to a doctor's appointment, and afterwards, I thought, I'm going to treat myself and go to a botanical garden. So there was a couple in the valley, and I thought I would go to one. And I went there, and it was like a parking lot. It was going to be a long trip to the botanical gardens. I thought, nah, I'll try the other one. Same thing. Parking lot, I would have to travel far to the botanical gardens. So then I thought, I'm just going to go home. I'm going to let that go. I get on the 118, coming home, and sure enough, yes, there was a big sign that says Botanical Gardens. I kid you not. I have never seen this Botanical Gardens before. It's a few miles from where we live. And there it was, and I thought, I did like a double blink, right? And I drove in, I was the only one there. And I entered the Botanical Gardens. It's this cute little condensed sort of botanical gardens, and it was like this canopy of trees, right? And so I'm walking, and there's these beautiful trees in front of me. And every little area of the Botanical Gardens, there was like roses and just beautiful flowers. And it was so beautiful. The whole time, I was the only one. I went through it all by myself. And it turns out later I found out it's like a place where they do weddings. But it was so beautiful. And I wanted to say that because it's another example of, we think, that's something that we want in our lives we're not going to get, and then lo and behold, you see a sign for Botanical Gardens on your way home. That's how Spirit works. And because of that, because of the invisible power of Spirit that undergirds everything, we can relax and surrender into our own authentic self. There's a Sufi story that's told where this man was in the desert and he was thirsting, and he decided to just, basically he collapsed because he was exhausted. And he bumps up against a stone in that surrender. The stone hits a certain part of the earth opens up, and then a hidden spring comes out. And this is really how the Spirit operates in our life if we allow it to, in this authenticity. So that's the teaching of the second chair. The third chair in this parable of the 3 chairs is coming home to ourselves. And this parable comes from a lesson from Sharon Salzberg. Is anybody familiar with Sharon Salzberg, meditation teacher? Yeah. So she has a center on the East Coast. It's called the Insight Meditation Society, and they do Vipassana meditation there. And in the early days, they would have retreats, but they didn't have residential facilities for people to stay at, so they would have to rent out spaces. And so in this particular retreat, they rented out a monastery, and they had to put all of the pews of one of the big main conference room where they were going to be sitting and meditating on meditation cushions. They had to move all the pews into another room. And one of the individuals, one of the meditators that came, was going to have to sleep in that room because they just didn't have a lot of accommodations for people. So here he is, sleeping in the room with the pews. Now, this meditator decided that he was going to, participate in the daily meditations. And have any of you been into a Vipassana meditation retreat before? Yes, it's very rigorous, and I've been to a couple of them. You do sit for 45 minutes, then you walk, but the whole time you're being mindful, and this goes on for hours of the day. And you sit several times, and it can be very painful, as this individual discovered. So when he started sitting, he realized, oh, my back is hurting, my legs are hurting, my neck is, everything was hurting. And he decided that after he'd been sitting for a while, he decided, you know what? I'm going to come up with the perfect meditation chair. I'm going to be able to sit in this chair, and my legs aren't going to hurt, my back isn't going to hurt, and because I'm so chill with my body, I'm going to be able to be more centered in my meditation. So this went on for quite a time. He had a big plan for this, and in fact, he thought, you know what, I'm going to actually go to the workshop of this monastery and see if they have the right tools for this meditation chair. So sure enough, there he is in the monastery workshop, planning out his perfect chair. As you can see, it's quite beautiful, and he's sure that this is going to work. So in the process of this, he goes back to his room, and he decides, you know what, I'm just going to sit down and just think about this perfect meditation chair and really get it clear in my head. He sits down, and all of a sudden, he's filled with this happiness, with this joy, and he doesn't know why. He hasn't made the perfect meditation chair. He doesn't know the timing of that. But all of a sudden, he's sitting in the pew, and he feels this sense of happiness. And in exploring why that was, he realized he was no longer efforting. And he realized as he sat in the pew that this actually was the most comfortable place to be. And he just started really feeling this sense of happiness, that his life was good. And it all came because of a sense of relaxation, a sense of rest, and a sense of coming back home to himself, And this is what is true about the path of authenticity. Is when we come home to ourselves and we remember who we are, as the song said, we remember who we are, then we can take steps towards standing in who we truly are. We can take our place. So when we sit in what I call the high chair of truth, when we sit in the high chair of truth, we can look out on our life and maybe from a more compassionate perspective, or even maybe a more neutral perspective, we can feel and sense and know the spirit of our own being. And when we feel that, when we know that, when we remember that, we can connect with anyone, any place, any time, and bring our presence to the moment. When we bring our presence, the presence of the presence, to any moment, then we are in our true, authentic self. So let's just review the 3 chairs for a moment. There's chair 1, just to remember, it's not always about you. So when you find yourself doing that in your mind, what can you do? You can go to a place of compassion and think about the other person. In the 2nd chair, we learned that we can trust the invisible presence, that it is always there. It is always there for us to sit in. And in the third chair, to recognize we're already home, that authenticity is right where we are. Now, here's some practices that we can do that most of you are familiar with in Science of Mind and the practice of Science of Mind. But just as a reminder, these are ways that we can practice authenticity because, as it turns out, if we practice authenticity, it does grow inside of ourselves. We can anchor it. We can go deeper with it. And the first one, of course, is silence and meditation. As much as possible, if you can spend just a few moments every day. I'm preaching to the choir here, but if you can spend a few moments every day just touching into the presence, just closing your eyes. You know, I once heard someone say, even if you just close your eyes, it's a more spiritual connection than just keeping them open. But so just, if you just were to sit for 5 minutes, keeping your eyes closed, that would be a miracle, right? That'd be amazing. But remembering to be in the silence and meditation. And one of my favorites is to spend time in nature. That's why I wrote this book, Rose Petals, is because I love nature. I'm going to breathe for a moment. Let's breathe together for a moment. I love nature because nature loves me. The doctor, Zach Bush, some of you may be familiar with him. He's popular right now. He teaches us that the original wound, our original wound, is that we thought we were separate from nature. And the truth is that we're always connected to nature, and nature is always connected to us. Now, I'm not talking about the tree that's over there. I'm not talking about the rose that's over there. I'm talking about going to the tree, going to the rose, and actually communing with them. They have something to tell us. It's in the rose. They have something to tell you. So the next time you see a rose, don't just see it far off. Go say hi. You know, and really, the rose doesn't mind. You can touch it. It doesn't mind. You don't even have to ask for permission. You can touch the rose, you can smell the rose, you can see the rose, you can feel the rose. Allow yourself to have the experience of the rose or a tree. How many of us are tree huggers? Yeah. When we go to a tree, we let it speak to us as we are speaking to it. There's a relationship that we're having. So if there's anything you leave here today, I would love for you to leave with the idea that nature is alive and we are one with nature. It's not separate from us. And now I also wanted to talk about just the importance of deep conversations with other individuals. Like we all just connected for a few moments. I connected with Diane earlier about why she came to church today. She wanted to feel the Spirit and she wanted to feel good. And when we connect with each other in small conversations, we can really feel our authenticity resonating with each other, bringing the presence to the presence in the present moments. And really, authenticity is anything that brings you back to your heart. So the path of authenticity brings us away from our habitual reactions to life into our hearts, into a sense of authenticity where we cultivate compassion, we grow in our trust of the divine, and in one remembrance, you don't have to travel far to be who you are. Peace and blessings. So let's just take this opportunity to turn inward. And I'm so happy to be here today. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have spoken. You have a wonderful community here. The Spirit is alive here. There's transparency here. And when we're authentic, we are transparent. There's nothing to hide. You don't have to hide from yourself anymore. You don't have to hide from each other anymore. You don't have to hide from the tree. I sense and know that the divine presence is here in this moment. It fills every chair. It fills every person. It is the heart within the heart, within the heart, within the heart. It is the heart that we know as the I am. It is the heart that we remember when we sing, I remember who I am. It is the heart of the heart of the heart of the heart. And we step into that heart right now, whether you're sitting, whether you're standing, whether you're walking, whether you're just breathing. We allow ourselves to be in our hearts in this moment, to express from our authentic self, not so much the personality, which is a blessing that we each have one, but from our personhood, our humanhood, that which we were born with. The human and the divine and the human, we are one. In so many ways, we tap into the multiple dimensions of our being. The teacher, Ishiwa, said, "In my house, there are many mansions." We can step into those mansions right now, into the peace within our own hearts, into the joy in our own hearts, into the understanding of the Spirit within our own hearts. And we can, in this moment, cultivate compassion for ourselves first. And as we grow and practice that compassion, we can emanate compassion wherever, in a grocery store, whether we're traveling on an air jet plane to faraway lands, whether we're sitting next to our lover, we can bring the presence of the presence right where we are. And as we cultivate that compassion, I know, because that's what we know in this teaching, that we reverberate that compassion to all beings everywhere. So where there appears to be war, I call forth peace. Where there appears to be discomfort, I call relaxation. Where there appears to be agitation, I call serenity. I accept and know in this moment that right where we are, whatever we are looking at, we are looking with, and we can allow ourselves to look through to the truth of any appearance that is before us. We have the power to do that in this moment. I call forth empowerment, I call forth trust, and I call forth a quality that allows us to stand and take our place now, whatever that is that we do, whether we're a carpenter, whether we're a speaker, whether we are a child care teacher, whatever it is that we do, may we stand in it tall and with grace and with God. And it is in this awareness that I release this word. I do allow it to be, and so it is.
It's not good to cry before you sing, but that's all right. Our healing. I grew up in the giant trees in the coast of Northern California, so that made me cry. And now I sing. Thank you. Baby, don't look down, it's a long way. You're up so high. When you look around, you're gonna find you can fly. Baby, there are changes happening in your soul. Yeah, to make your world feel like it's out of control. Yeah. If you're sinking low, it's time to remember. Yeah. Roll with the wind. You know she will lift you up so you can see your dreams as they unfold. Visualize a future they hold. Trade your pony for some wings and and listen when your heart sings. Oh, when your heart sings. So you made some plans that didn't work out. You can let them go. It'll make you cry just a little when you don't know. But you can hold your head up and see the sunshine pouring down. Every time you let go of something else comes around. Oh, if you're seeking love, it's time to remember. Just remember, keep remembering. Roll with the wind, you know. Holy Spirit will lift you up so you can see your dreams as they unfold. When your heart sings alone, I'm gonna make you so fire. Gonna make you break down and cry. Oh, when your heart sings, give it to your heart. Oh, when your heart does a little song, I'm gonna play along. Make you feel strong, yeah, you know you can't be wrong. Gotta play along, gotta sing my song. Hey, don't you know we got dreams, yeah. We dream in this dream, we are dreaming this dream, yeah. We're gonna make this dream so good. Gonna make it right. Gonna see the nature, gonna see the light, gonna see the light. We're all in the light, in the theater of light. Ooh, gonna make you feel. Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know? With a dream, with a dreamer, with a gift and the giver, with a receiver. Come and be inside of that, inside of your heart, inside of it, yeah. Gonna see ya, gonna be ya, gonna feel ya. See a dreams, yeah.
Now we're all crying, thanks a lot. See the hospitality ladies running. Love it. Thank you, Gia. Now is time for offering. So we have the wonderful, amazing Bernie, our volunteer coordinator and board member. So she's going to lead us in our...
You know what I love about this place is we have a wonderful lesson about how to find our authenticity. And then we get a visual of Gia performing that heart space and just feeling it and conveying it. Thank you. Thank you. That was great. Okay, so we have our, there's our QR code, and so if you're giving that way, great. We're going to have our people passing among you to collect, so get your checks ready, because we love to take them. Okay, so we're going to read this together. Let's see, we'll start this, and here we go. We trust in spirit. Love is the giver and receiver of all that we are. We offer these gifts. They are an outer expression of our inner abundance and compassion. Our gifts bless many and return to us multiplied in miraculous ways, so that we may give again. And so it is.
Thank you, Bernie. So while we're doing that, we're going to go over a few announcements. There we go. Everything is on our website, www.venturacsl.org. So if you're here and maybe you can't make it, our live streaming and everything is on the website too. So you want to bookmark the website on your browser. We have a couple of classes starting soon. The first one is Relationships with Greater Peace, Love, and Joy. That's going to be facilitated by Mary and David Kerrigan. It's 4 Thursdays from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. starting June 25th. It's going to be hybrid, so there's no excuse not to take this class. This class is for anybody who wants a relationship, is in a relationship, is a human being, you want to have a better relationship with yourself. It's for everybody, so I think everybody should take this class. But sign-ups are online, or we have a sign-up sheet in the social hall. If you have any questions, you can ask David or Mary about it, and they will fill you in. The other class that's coming up is the Essential Earnest Homes. It's going to be in person on Mondays starting June 29th, and it's going to be on Zoom on Tuesdays starting June 30th. It's an 8-week course. It's accredited, but if you're curious about, Reverend Sapphire mentioned, science of mind and being a religious scientist and these things. This is all from our founder, Ernest Holmes. So if you're interested about what is the philosophy here at CSL, this is a great class to get a good handle on where this philosophy comes from and what he was reading and what he was thinking when he created it. Again, that's Reverend Susan Burrell. She's here. Wave, Reverend Susan. So if you have any questions, you can talk to Reverend Susan if you're here too. We have an information meeting coming up June 28th. It's going to be an informational meeting with our board member Doreen and our archivist Mark. Mark is around somewhere. I don't know where he is. There's Mark. And that's coming up on June 28th. So it's going to be information about Ventura Centers for Spiritual Living. It's going to be about the building. It's going to be how we were founded. And then we're going to have a little bit more information about if you want to become a member, what that means. So all of the details, if you have any questions. Doreen's here too. She's in the back. Hi, Doreen. So you can ask Mark and Doreen about that. Again, that's June 28th. That'll be after service here in the sanctuary. We have a blood drive coming up July 8th. So you can schedule your slot at the Red Cross website, or you can use the QR code that's up there. And they are giving away T-shirts to the first how many ever people. So if you want, if you're motivated by that, and you don't want to just give blood for giving blood, you can get a T-shirt. But that's July 8th. That'll be all day, and we have that down in the basement. And with that, we have hospitality after service through these doors. And if you want to donate with that, or if you want to help out, please let us know, or you can ask somebody in hospitality how to help out. We're going to need a little bit more help coming up as summer comes and everybody's kind of traveling for summer. We're going to need a little bit more volunteer work in with hospitality. So if you are new here, we have ambassadors. Today's ambassadors are Rhina. So we have Rhina right here. So if you're new and you would like a packet or you have any questions, please see Rhina, and she will help explain anything about the center. And like I said, she's got information packets for you. So yay, Rhina. Thank you, Rhina. All right, and if you'd like to pray with a practitioner, you want to anchor into anything that came out or up, and you want to really anchor into your own authenticity, meeting with a practitioner down here in front, we call them 1-minute miracles. It's a prayer to anchor into anything that's happening in your life, or if you have struggles or celebrations or whatever you would like to pray with, meet with a practitioner. They're fantastic to talk to, and they love to pray with people. And with that, we're going to do our, what? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I know. I shouldn't have remembered. I got you a pen and everything. Reverend Sapphire's books, her new book, Rose Petals, and we have a couple of the Awakening 2 are for sale in the bookstore, and Reverend Sapphire is going to sign them if you would like. So, yay! You can talk to her then. And that's in the social hall. So please come see Reverend Sapphire to read. Get her book. I already bought one of her books and sent to my mother-in-law, and she loves it. So thank you for that. All right, so makes great gifts, you know. Father's Day is coming up, all of the things. So with that, we're going to do our closing affirmation. So if everybody will stand up. Thank you for the reminder, Reverend Bonnie's like. Together we're going to say, I am held in Spirit's holiness, divinely guided by wisdom, courage, and love. I am always connected. I am love. I share love. I serve love. Thank you for my life. And so it is.
I wanna sing, sing, sing. I wanna dance, dance, dance. I wanna sing, I wanna dance. Hallelujah. When those gates are open wide, I'll be standing by my side. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, hallelujah. I wanna sing, sing, sing. I wanna dance, dance, dance. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, hallelujah. When those gates are open wide, I'll be standing by your side. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, hallelujah. I wanna sing, sing, sing. I wanna dance, dance, dance. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, hallelujah. When those gates are open wide, I'll be standing by your side. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, hallelujah. You may want to zip back there before you get stopped, okay? Just going back.